18 and 13, attacked in a South African resort pool. You would think apartheid was still, going strong here. Let's tell you a little bit about it. The teens were attacked at the Mazelsport Resort and Conference Center, South African resort, on Christmas Day. This happened by at least 3 white men. The teens and their sister, who uploaded the video to Twitter, said the white adults claimed the pool was reserved for white people only. And what year is this? Yeah, and with that history, this is what we're doing here? Apparently, yes. After verbally arguing with the older brother, this man attempted to strangle the younger brother after having shoved the older brother into the pool. The older brother gets out to place the man in a chokehold. A few moments later, this white man in the blue shirt there can be seen grabbing the younger brother by his hair after the initial attacker and older brother are still struggling. Now, it was only when witnesses tried to intervene that more white men like this guy were seen joining in on the attack of the teenage brothers, okay? First, attacker continues to struggle with the older brother before another white man pushes the older brother and his attacker into the pool. Once the attacker and the brother are in the pool, the attacker chokeholds the older brother and appears to be holding his face underwater. Strangle. Should we strangle or drown you? This is just horrific behavior. And again, lots of people joining in here. Then the man who pushed them jumps onto the older brother's back, pushing him further down underwater. The teen's father, Brian Nakin, spoke to SABC News about this traumatic incident. As we were relaxing, the boys came and told us that they are being prevented from using the pool by a group of white adult males. They said they were told by the men that the pool is only reserved for people who are booked here at the resort. When they went to the pool to intervene and told the gentleman that we are also booked here, notice that they just assumed that they're the only ones that can enjoy this resort and not day visitors. So we thought the issue was resolved, but we're shocked to hear that they were attacked after we left. A police spokesperson said the suspects were apprehended after a thorough investigation. After an additional charge was added, the investigating team worked around the clock to detect the suspects. We can confirm that there are 3 suspects arrested today. The first 2 who were arrested are from Bothaville and Brandfort, respectively. 33-year-old Johan Nell and 47-year-old Jan Stefanus Vander Wasson. That from the police. The 2 appeared in court on charges of assault, common and criminal injury. The matter was postponed until the 25th of January while being released on warning. Now, the third suspect we've learned from Bloemdahl in Bloemfontein was arrested just after 12, will be charged with attempted murder, upgraded charges there. He'll remain in custody and is expected to appear in court on Thursday. So that's tomorrow. He'll be in court, so we'll continue to follow it on the main charge of attempted murder. The president, Cyril Ramaphosa, says racism has no place in South Africa and racists must expect harsh consequences here. The president has commented the South African Police Service, he's commended them for opening dockets, launching investigations into this incident. He told Times Live, quote, "Our Constitution means exactly what it says when it declares that South Africa, and that means all of South Africa, belongs to all who live in it. As Black and white South Africans, we should be united in condemning all manifestations of racism and attempts to explain or defend such crimes. Racism is not a problem to be fought by Black South Africans only." And there's this from the resort. Spokesperson Nick Mitchell said the establishment does not practice or allow any kind of segregation or racism, hoping to distance itself from the ugly incident that happened on its premises. It referred the details of the incident back to the police. It's something that the president said, Ben, that struck me, because it's a recurring theme that I think privileged people sometimes need to be reminded of, often need to be reminded of. It's not for Black people to fight this, okay? And I wonder if you can respond to that. What the president's saying here is, you should be more appalled at this. More people should have stepped up.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, because like fundamentally, right? When you are, especially in a country like South Africa that has a history of like apartheid and extreme racism. Like I'm talking about, like they literally like tested like chemical and biological weapons on black folks in South Africa. Like that's this country, like they have a very, very sort of horrific history, right? Which obviously the ANC has worked to like reconcile and move past. But like, and this is one of the big challenges when you're talking about decolonization efforts and when you're talking about ending systems of apartheid and stuff like that, is there is still a lot of informal power that exists in exclusively white hands, right? Especially when it comes to the distribution of wealth. And so you end up having like a lot of like exclusively white spaces that end up happening in countries like South Africa and the United States of America. And fundamentally, like you need to make racists feel uncomfortable. And if you are not actively working to make racists feel uncomfortable, then you are going to be making black and brown folks uncomfortable. Like just by definition, you are choosing, right? And not choosing is choosing, right? Like if you choose not to say anything, that is making a choice. You are making the choice to let the racist people feel comfortable and to make black and brown folks uncomfortable. It's quite literally that, and it's more than just uncomfort, because we know when you have systemic imbalances of power, that can also lead to direct violence, as we see right here. And so